Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Bill Jordan here. Another episode of Keeping America Beautiful. And today is no exception. We have a wonderful guest all the way from, at least from Newark, Elizabeth area, Mr. Austin King of the Brantley Brothers Moving Services. Good morning, Austin. How are you today?
Good morning, Mr. Jordan. I'm well. How about yourself?
Right. I don't know this guy, Mr. Jordan. My name is Bill. Just call me Bill. It's okay.
Okay, no problem.
All right. Yeah. So tell us, man, like you're in the moving business. When I first met you, you didn't appear to like a movie. You kind of lean and thin. I thought movies was those husky, bulky dudes. What's that all about?
Yeah, everybody always get that. People always ask me, are you the one lifting the boxes? Are you the one moving? And I'm like, no, I'm just a sales guy. So,
Oh, okay. I
but
mean,
yeah.
so tell us how's the division of labor over there at Brantley Bros?
Oh, it's pretty good. We have a well-equipped staff, diverse staff, with men and women, warehouse men. We have drivers. We have padding and wrapping courses. So everybody picks up on their certain skill set, and we try to have a good balance of skilled workers.
And so, just before we get too far into the talk today, tell us how can we get in contact with you?
You can, reach out, via phone. Our website, we just updated our website at BrantleyBros.com. Or you can reach out, via telephone. That's typically where we get most of our leads. Or you can go online, find us via Yelp, Yodel. So we have a good digital presence, but we're still old school, so we do the brick and mortar. We're located on 168 Elizabeth Avenue in Newark, New Jersey. We're actually formerly the old Sears building. If you're familiar.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So
now what is your phone number over there?
973
Yeah.
824 9500.
Very, very good. Now you have the old Sears building. Now, what do you put in there?
That's where we store. We do containerized storage. So if you want to get some get some storage, we offer storage as well. We also have port access, and we can pick up some content from you. So pick up some content for you. So it really depends. But really typically just warehouse storage.
Okay, so in other words, like if I have a bunch of stuff that I'm not using.
Yeah, if you have some stuff that you're not using, or in between, say you're moving long distance, and some stuff you want to send later, we can store that for you.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I mean because typically when I think of moving, I don't think of all those extra services.
Right.
And so like, is there any special knowledge you need to take care of furniture in a particular way?
Yeah, I think there's a delicacy to it. It really just depends on what you have. Whether it be furniture or things like that. You take a certain amount of care into the content you have. It can go be files, or you definitely want to store things properly and safe. So it really is dependent upon what you have.
So just for me as an outsider, what does it mean to store things properly? Could you give me an idea of how the process?
Well, I mean, especially when you think about nowadays, a lot of people have self storage facilities. You think of climate controlled. For the different seasons. Also, you want to think of if it's sofas or things like that. You want them to be padded and wrapped. If it's a china cabinet or things like that, and glassware. So you definitely want things to be handled, wrapped, padded, covered. So they're just not exposed, and just handled, packaged properly.
So when you said climate control, I mean, what does that mean? Your rooms have a certain temperature or something?
Well, that's just generally speaking in terms of being able to change change the thermostat really. So climate controlled is so it doesn't get too cold the winter time, or it's too hot, so you're able to bring it to room temperature essentially.
Oh, I see. So in other words, you have your whole place is hooked up so you can control the temperature.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. I mean, I never thought of that. That's pretty good. All right. So now your name is Austin King, but the name of the company is Brantley Brothers. Could you give us the history on that? How did that come about?
Yeah. So my grandfather started the company over 50 years ago. He was married to my grandmother. Yeah, and then my dad is currently the president. Yeah. So that's how, we all got involved in it. It's, been within our family for, over 50 years. And, aunts and uncles that work with me. And, I work with my mother as well. And I have some cousins. So yeah,
So it's really a family business.
yeah, owned and operated. So yeah, we still have members of our family still, working with us.
So now, excuse me. Sorry about that.
No
So now,
problem.
sometimes family businesses can be good, and sometimes they can be like, remember, yeah. I mean, so how's that working with family all the time? Is that
It's a unique dynamic. I mean, you definitely have some interesting personalities and relationships with them. But overall, it works pretty well because everybody understands their job and their role, their titles, and then you're able to speak to people personally on a personal and professional level, which is oftentimes difficult, but it's definitely interesting. So it's unique. It's a unique experience.
so now you live in the area? You live in the Newark area?
Yeah, I live in the West Orange.
Okay, so like, how did you get into the business personally? Like as a young person, or you after
I
school?
start initially. I just start, every summer, in high school. Summers in high school. Then we come back from college. I used to, work here in the summer, things like that. But then when I transitioned out of college, it was a good place to start working, and I've been working, for the past 6 years.
And what college did you go to?
Morehouse College.
Oh, how'd you like it down there?
It was good. It was good. It was, great experience, especially for African Americans. You get exposed to a lot. The culture, beautiful culture, and it's just a great educational experience, I would say.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've never been there, but I've heard it's a great place.
Yeah.
And so like, you know, um, how many trucks do you have in your fleet?
We have over 20 trucks. We have straight job trucks. We have 16 footers, 24 footers. We have tractor trailers. So really, we have a nice fleet, a really nice size fleet.
And then where do you? I mean, what's your range of service? How far away do you
Well, we
serve?
primarily service the Eastern Shoreboard, so we do the Carolinas, Virginia. We go all the way down as far down as Florida, and then we usually go as far west as Colorado. Um,
Wow.
yeah, we even do military shipments. So depending upon what service areas, we can cover a large base.
So now, when you say military shipments, do you have to have a special clearance for that?
Yeah, you have to be an NTS and SIT service provider, so you do have to have military clearance and.
Well, I'm sure that's common knowledge for you, but what is an NTS and all that stuff?
NTS is non-temp storage. So if they get if they get stationed abroad or somewhere, we do their long-term storage. So and we hold their contents pretty much.
Okay, all
Help
right.
them when they move back in. We can get them and move them back into their home.
Oh, so now I know you have four. I saw there were four aspects to your corporate pillars.
Mhm.
I think one of them is training. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Well, yeah, you definitely want to, try have, I think that's the foundation of our staff. You definitely want to, give them some knowledge and insight onto the process. So, we initially have, a padding and wrapping course, which is, about 2 weeks where we teach our movers, how to, pad and wrap certain furniture. Just get them acquainted with the processes and handling, wrapping, padding. With the drivers, they'll do additional courses, a little test and road work. So you just want them, equipped to be able to go out and service clients properly.
So what are some of the biggest challenges you face?
I'd say some of the biggest challenges you face with training is, just handling different personalities, and a lot of people think they know what they're doing and don't have the patience to understand. I think you just have to touch it delicately and you know, uh, manage the personality so that everybody gets the proper training. And then, especially, working together. So understanding that ability and, emphasizing that, because, when you go out on a job, the crew is going to work together. So having that ability is key.
Right. I guess so on one of those long distance crew jobs, how many people do you have in a crew?
It usually depends. It varies on the size, of the move. If it's a larger move, I mean, you have, 4 or 5. If it's smaller, you typically, you think about 3 going on the long haul. Um, So it really depends on the size of the move. I tell you, I tell people each move varies. So it's really
Yeah, it's not one size fits all, right?
exactly.
So tell me now, the training says each of our movers is trained to ensure the safety of both the location and your belongings, and that's an important thing because, people are moving and they scratch walls and this, that, and the other. I mean, you know, I'm glad you guys do the training. That's very good. That's very good. We don't want our stuff damaged, or we don't want to damage the environment we're coming. Yeah. All right. So let's move on to the next one. Experience. It says here, we have extensive experience providing service and handling moves of all sizes, local or long distance.
Yeah. So a little bit about that. We have experiences doing long hauls, local moves. So it really depends. We have experiences in all move phases, commercial, residential. So, we've seen pretty much everything. And, we try to implement certain move strategies. So depending upon where we move, we try to come out there, talk to you and see what strategy works best for you, your home, your content, your timing. And, your overall transition is not just, people generally think of moving, let's pick up and go. But, if you plan it properly, it could be as seamless as anything, because moving can be really daunting, but we try to make it as, as easy as possible for everyone.
Okay. Could you give me an idea of some of those pitfalls that you're looking out for?
Yeah, you don't want to cut yourself, sell yourself short where, you don't have the time to, get the contents out, you get your home cleaned, redo the floorings, things like that. You don't want to just, certain things should be handled properly. So you want, a lot of artwork you want, to be created, certain things you just want to, have attention to, like fine china, things to be packed well. You maybe want to do, a partial pack where, we come up and drop some boxes off maybe a month before you move. So you can start to, pack things you feel comfortable packing. You can, start packing personal items. So, little, you chop it off, a little bit by little bit rather than just make it one, cumbersome large day.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So yeah, you definitely want to implement a strategy for your move.
Okay. So now, if you bring the boxes to my house,
right,
and I pack, are you responsible for how I pack it, or how does that work out?
Yeah, I mean, I typically try to tell people, we give some insight to the, not to, make the boxes too heavy, what to put in there. Don't just put books in certain places that they shouldn't go. We'll label them. And if you want our crew to, inspect them and check them at the day of your move, we do that as well. So they'll come back and let you know, they'll, if you haven't sealed it, they'll come take a look and they'll seal it for you. So it just depending upon it.
Well, it sounds like to me, I imagine you must have somebody who I would call a personal shopper who comes around and helps me out. I mean, you have someone like that on staff?
Yeah, we have a number of crew members that there are crew leaders and supervisors who can come out and assess your project.
Oh, okay.
Who check it on throughout all phases. So yeah.
So take me through that process. So let's say I call your company up. I call Brantley Brothers, and I speak to one of your associates, and I want to, I have a 7-room house. I want to start moving. Take me through the process.
Yeah. Okay. So initially, we'll come out there and do a visual survey. We'll do a walkthrough. We'll let you know what materials you're gonna need. Really, we're gonna ask you your personal preference on certain things and your timing, dates. We'll also let you know what our personal recommendations in regards to self-packing, personal packing, delicates. Ways things should be handled, entry and exit ways. So we'll just do, full scope. We'll assess it, do a visual survey, then we'll come back and then next is the estimate. So we'll give you the estimate, the cost breakdown, certain ways you can probably save in regards to materials and time and things like that, and how you can, start prepping. But we try to give you a full visual survey, follow up with the quote, and then we'll just, just really questions from there. Any questions or concerns, that's like the third part I tell people.
And then how can I save money? Like what you said, there were certain things you could recommend.
Yeah, so after I give you the quote, and you go back and you check the materials, maybe there's you can get some materials prior. You can go to Lowe's or Home Depot. They're usually a little bit, significantly a little bit cheaper, so you can get some materials in that way. I can tell you if you want to do a prep day, which I tell people saves a lot of money as opposed to just making one huge pickup day and then the delivery day. If you want to prep it so they can get contents out the garage, or they can start breaking down things so that it gets a load day a little quicker, and we send a reduced crew, so it's just maybe 3 guys as opposed to 6 for a load day, so you can just start prepping the house and making the transition that much smoother for you.
Okay, so now you spoke about cleaning and stuff like that. So
right.
Like the house, I'm in the process of moving, you guys are there moving out. What do you mean the cleaning? I mean, after you guys leave, do you help me with the cleaning? You recommend? How does that work?
Yeah, so pretty much I just try to, we don't really help you clean. What we do is, we can arrange furniture, we can move it for you. We can just want to, give you a scale. Like a lot of people do a little home refurnishing after, when they're putting the home on the market. So, maybe you want to get some stuff, taken out before you redo the floors. You want to, get some stuff staged, or you bring some stuff in and out. We coordinate with that with you so that you can have, your home, on par in every phase. So if it's whether it's going on the market or you're just doing any, touch up to your home.
Getting back to the next pillar, value. Can you speak on that? What is your value package you talk about?
Well, I just try to, incorporate core values that everybody has, within the teams. Because, really I try to tell essentially that, we all work together, and there's, everybody has their part in it with the move, whether it could be a salesman, it'd be, the drivers, the laborers, everybody has it. And we just try to core, earnesty, accountability, reliability, certain core values that, we try to have all throughout. So, just to make sure that everybody's on the same page, that we all, have, core values within the organization.
All right, I understand that. And then another one here, you have reliability.
Yeah, we try to be reliable. Whether it be with your contents, being reliable in regards to punctuality, or just being accountable for being able to talk. Just really be there for the dependability factor with clients, because I said moving can be very daunting and people don't look forward to it. So we try to help you throughout the transition. We're overall reliable. We provide a good service. We're good dependable people. So.
Okay, and so now, is there anything particular? Oh, by the way, how can people get in contact with you again? What's your phone number?
The phone number is 973-824-9500.
And then when I call up, how long do I have to wait for someone to come out and see me?
Somebody usually can come out within the day that day or the next day. We try to get it as early as possible, depending upon your needs and how far along you're on the moving process. If you're moving in a month, we like to come out there early. If moving further down the line, then we can coordinate. I think it's closer to your move, or really at your discretion.
Okay, so in other words, like there is no ideal lead time. I shouldn't plan ahead, or I can do it.
I try to tell people at least a month. At least a month is ideal. Because then
right.
If you personally want to price compare, you want to shop around, but it also gives you the time to start doing the packing. You can start the process. Yeah.
And so, what is the best time of year to move? Do you think?
Oh, I'd say ideally summer and spring. Those are typically the height season. Because you don't have the elements and the weather conditions playing a factor in your move too much. It's warm climate. I think those are honestly the best time, and those are also the best time. Storage companies have they'll do some clearing, so storage facilities rates are typically a little lower.
Oh, okay, all right. And so, Austin, give me. Everyone talks about how good they are and they're perfect and everything, but life is not perfect.
Right.
Give me one of the scenarios where you guys had a major problem you had to solve, and how you solved it.
Sometimes it could be with coordinating. On a commercial job, we've had times where we, deadlines. Clients have had deadlines and they weren't realistic. I think what we try to do is, sometimes we'll work a little bit overtime. Those can be very problematic, trying to meet deadlines, and I think those are some of the more difficult problems that you're dealing with. Also with handling personality, some people are a little more particular about certain things, and also especially when it comes to billing, everybody's happy and understanding the sales aspect, except when it comes time to pay. So we're very that's one of the bigger things.
Well, wait a minute. Why don't they want to pay? You provided a service, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's just more along the lines. Sometimes people, especially around these times, budgeting. People are usually transitioning. I try to tell them it's usually the two extremes. You're either moving up in the world, or you're going. I hate to say it, but going down. So. People want a good service independently, but people are always trying to cut corners. Especially this is the service industry. People always think something should cost, or are you really trying to tell them about the personal experience and just my personal expertise? I think that sometimes gets lost. That you have been doing this and you do understand why the pricing is what it is, and the intricacies of the business. A lot of people don't, so I try to convey that to you.
Well, let's speak on that. I mean, as a painting contractor, I've had similar experiences. People know what I should charge because they just know. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, what's up with that?
Yeah, I think it's like anything, expectations and reality. I think people just think you just pick it up and go, and I think it's a little more complex than that, and they don't understand. These are what you pay for quality. You want hire professionals who are going to handle your things with care. Yeah, and it's just another expertise going into this. It's not just pick up and go. So yeah.
Yeah. In other words, you just didn't start out today. You started out.
I wasn't just born today.
Yeah. Yeah. And it has a lot to do with it because it's not like one days of experience. It's like years of experience.
Yeah, no, I've seen it all. All in this industry. So in regards to moving and storage, transportation, I've really seen it all, and that gives me. That's what I'm trying to say. Especially when I come out and assess a project, I'm usually try to be, a spot on when I give you the quote. You know, I actually like when it goes under and save you money, so I try to tell people.
Okay. So like you're out in the field, you drive around. Is that what you do? You're out in the field a lot?
Yeah, I'm usually going out to scope projects. That's what I'm about.
Okay. And so this is the good time of year for us to call you to move. Are there any other helpful hints you can give to our audience?
Yeah, this is the great time of the year. If you have any summer or home projects you'd like to do, and you just want to get some advice in regards to maybe putting some furniture in your basement or just moving some stuff into storage for a little time period. Yeah, I can definitely help you with that. And also the relationships. So if you need to know any like general contractors and things like that, I can come out and recommend making any recommendations in that.
So now let's say you have your facility where people have their stuff stored. Let's say they don't come back for like 5 years. What happens?
Well, it all depends if you're paying. If you're paying on your storage, then you have no problem. But typically, we extend your monthly payment invoice to you in regards to keeping up with the payment of your storage. And if you don't, there's usually a period where we just do we have lot sales. Maybe usually typically twice a year.
So when is your next lot sale taking place?
We'll probably have one in June. I'll just have to talk with operations to see what they really want to do. It's really just a clearing out process. We don't like, selling people stuff. We're not like storage wars, but we generally like, just have to make space within our warehouse.
And how would I be able to keep aware of when this is going to take place? You have some type of notice or something?
We usually post it on our website, and then we also, go around and put it on like, certain water cooler sites and things like that. So we advertise it a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. So is there anything else you want to share with the audience about how and when and why they should move with you?
Yeah, I think covered a good topic. But if you want somebody reliable, has experience, in the moving industry, has a good network, and be accountable for your service, and it's somebody dependable and a reputable service. I think there's no one else better than Brantley Brother. So yeah, and then like I've just been telling you, we assess every move. No job is too big or too small. We have a unique personal touch with people that I think it's really good.
Okay. Well, thank you, Austin King of Brantley Brothers, for being on Keeping America Beautiful here with Bill Jordan. And ladies and gentlemen, one of the most important things today is to keep America beautiful. And I encourage you just 5 minutes a day, think about your ideal living space, make it beautiful, and that way you're keeping America beautiful. All right, until next time, this is Bill Jordan. Thank you very much. Peace out.